Hello everybody, it's your pal Gracious over here. Today's video is a really exciting one because I will be redesigning some of my OCs. It's actually perfect because depending on how things go, the video that came out before this one was me talking about how to make an OC, so I'll be putting all that into use today. It's actually interesting how I got the idea for this video. I was doodling designs for a character of a story I wanted to make, but while I was doodling the design, I realized that the name, face, and basically the concept of the story were very similar to something else I had done before. And that's because it turns out I was basically redesigning a character I had made previously. So yeah, I redesigned a character without even realizing it. I didn't even think that was possible, but here we are. So yeah, the original story for this one was called Jewelite Rose, the greatest magical girl ever. So, of course, it was a gem-themed magical girl series. Yay! Interesting fact, the main character was actually a different character than the main character of this new story. The previous main character is still in this story, just not the main character anymore. It's very confusing. The previous story was just a Sailor Moon ripoff with a few key differences. I never did anything with the story other than draw some of the characters. I think for the original story, it went something like Jewelite Rose. I think her name was Ichigo. She, you know, the typical thing. There was like this pixie that one day came to her and was like, "Hey, you're a magical girl." And she's like, "What? I'm not a magical girl." And there's something with the necklaces, which are also in this new series. And before you know it, she's Jewelite Rose. And she had the type of personality that was like, "Well, if I'm a magical girl, I'm gonna be the best magical girl ever." Even though she doesn't know there are other magical girls. So I don't know how she came up with that. There are other also characters. There was like five or four of them. I don't exactly remember. And there was like this cute wolf boy thing, I think. And there was like there in the previous series there was like different types of magical girls. So there's Jewelite Rose, and those were all called, like, everyone like Jewelite Rose were called Jewelites. And then there were like, I don't even remember all the different ones, but there were like different types of magical people. Because like not all girls are also magical people. It was all very, very confusing. But for this story, it's called Moonstone. It is a futuristic superhero / magical girl story. The story goes that on a planet very similar to Earth, but in the future, the main character is a regular kid and is close to the grandma. One day though, the grandma dies, which is really sad. Before she died, she left behind a special necklace for the main character that has a Moonstone gem on the end of it. On the night they put it on, something strange happens that causes the main character to transform their appearance. Now, I don't mean like the full-on magical girl thing. What happens is that their hair grows longer and their hair and eyes turn into a different color. So, like, they don't get their outfits yet. They also get special powers. I don't know why I said outfits as plural, by the way. Later on in the story, the main character meets these scientists that want to help them and gives them special gear to become a superhero. They fight normal bad guys, but they also fight other people with gemstone necklaces. But they turn into bad guys instead of superheroes. So they're like criminals who have gemstone necklaces as well. I call all these people with gem necklaces gem wielders. I won't go into full detail of like the full story. Well, because mainly I'm still working out stuff, like the plot and stuff. But there are also a few things that I might put in the story that I want to keep under wraps for now. So, yeah. And now I'm going to talk about the main character Moonstone. Now that we just got their story figured out, let's talk about the actual character, Moonstone. Obviously, that's not their normal name. I just haven't figured out a good normal name for them yet. While I was researching stuff about gems, I can't talk. It turns out the Moonstones are very important in Indian culture. So that's why I decided to make them half Indian. I also tried to incorporate some Indian themes into the design, but I'm not sure if that came across super clear other than maybe the sash. But hey, they also make a great ninja as well. Previously, they were basically a ballerina healer, and like I said, not even the main character. I think she was supposed to fall in love with one of the other main characters, And I think she was like an important, like, even though she wasn't the main character, she was still kind of an important character because I think she was like the daughter of the moon or something. I think, I don't exactly remember. I think her mom was like the goddess of the moon, and she was her daughter. So yeah. They wear a mask to keep from anyone seeing their face because even though when they transform their hair and eyes, they're still afraid of people recognizing their face. I imagine Moon to be a pretty stealthy and super smart person, hence the ninja thing. That was totally intentional. They're not super social and has a tough time working with other people, but obviously cares about others and tries their best to protect others. And if they're like people like some of the other characters that show up in there, they try their best to be friends with them and work together with them, even if they're kind of crazy. I imagine in normal form, Moonstone, I'm thinking of making them gender fluid as well. I imagine them to be pretty good with the guitar and stuff. Obviously a school kid. If you hear that in the background, that's my cat eating his food right now. Eating your food, Monty? You like it? You better. I put it out for you every day. Anyway, as far as powers go, I'm not quite sure yet, but one thing I do know about this goes for all the gym people is that normal people can't use their weapon. They all have a weapon. It becomes heavy and is hard to lift up. Did not get this anywhere from Avengers. Nope. Mjolnir? Who's that? I don't know. No, yeah. Also, for Moonstone's weapon, their weapon is a bow staff, bow staff is basically what it looks like, as you can see. There's a button in the center that when you press it, the other two ends extract and becomes a full-length bow staff. I'm really happy with how it turned out, as I don't really ever design weapons, but for a pretty simple bow staff, I'm pretty happy with it. And I'm pretty happy with Moon's new design as well. I'm not sure if I like the drawing I just did, but for the most part, but hey, it's alright. Let's get it to the next character. Next character is Rose Quartz. I would imagine in the story, Rose is an exchange student and has a gem necklace like Moonstone. One day she finds and follows Moonstone to whatever lab headquarters that Moon and their scientist friends work at. She meets the scientist and asks if they can help her become a fighter too, and they agree, and give her gear and equipment to be able to fight. Moonstone doesn't find out about this until they start hearing about a new hero that has been fighting during the day on the news. Then Moon would go to fight some bad guys and runs into Rose Quartz. Then Moon would go to the lab where Rose would also be there. And it's like coincidence. It's like, oh, hey, you're Moonstone, right? I'm Rose Quartz. Yeah, I totally didn't recognize you there at first, but that's so cool. We can like totally work together. And then Moonstone would be like, how do you know my friends? And what are you doing here? And what the heck's going on? And then like their scientist friends would like explain it, everything that happened. And then after that, they would start working together. As far as her personality, she's energetic, optimistic, and cheerful. She's kind of like the Rose Quartz she used to be. Like I mentioned, she was the previous main character of the story. Rose loves magical girls and warriors, and always wanted to be one. That's why her design looks much more like a magical girl than Moon, because, you know, she asked, like, hey, can I look more like a magical girl? And they're like, sure, why not? Rose Quartz also appear in Greek mythology, especially in stories about Aphrodite, the goddess of love. So I tried to add in some Greek elements. Like Moon, Rose's hair would transform to be longer, and her eyes and hair would change to a different color. However, unlike Moon, she's less cautious about her identity being hidden, and she figures since her new hair and eyes already make her look so different, there really is no need. Of course, her powers are going to have something to do with healing and love, as those are the most common things with Rose Quartz. However, she is definitely not a pacifist at all. Like, she won't hesitate to slice her sword at some bad guys. Like, hey, stop! I will do her. I'm a magical girl and I'll beat you up. That's her in a nutshell. I chose the sword as her weapon since it goes well with her warrior design. And I'm pretty sure it also has something to do with Greek stuff. I don't know. No, I did not get this idea from the Steven Universe Rose Quartz, so don't ask. Please don't ask. She has nothing to do with the Steven Universe Rose Quartz. I don't know why I had to clarify that. I'm also pretty happy with how her design looks as well. It was really fun redesigning these characters since I basically switched roles between main characters and one of the main characters. But yeah, here's the finished drawing. I kind of like this one better. And with that, I think I'm going to end the video here. The reason why is because these two are the only characters for the old story that I actually drew. The rest kind of just existed in my head. So next time, I'll draw the rest of the characters, like, for the first time. And who knows, maybe they won't even all be the good guys. Ooh, wink wonk, secrets. Haha, I don't know why I said all that. But with that, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like this video on your way out. Maybe even subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Gracious E.V.A, signing out. Bye!